This is the Princess Y72. So if we're talking about brand pedigree, it's very hard to beat a Princess. And if you live in a mega city, a boat like this can unlock your access to a literal paradise. So a boat like this has speed, range, and a lot of comfort in a variety of conditions. And I'll get to that probably in the next video coming up after this one, because this is the very detailed tour. I want to show you the kind of luxury that you can enjoy anywhere around the world. Today we're in Thailand and it's a special place to be. So I hope you enjoy the beautiful backgrounds that we have. But starting up here on the Flybridge, because she's a beautiful place to be. You can enclose this if you wish. We've got the bolt rope tracks. It can all be protected from the weather. But up here on the helm, we've got triple screens. We've got everything you need to operate the boat from the Flybridge, and we'll cover that in more detail in the second video. Beautiful helm chairs just here, and check out this lounge space just opposite the captain. So this cushion here will remove. Your views from up at this level are fantastic, and you really can enjoy the fresh air. So that's kind of one of the nice things about a design like this. Rather than having an enclosed Flybridge and saloon downstairs, you can choose whether you want to be in the air conditioning or up in the fresh air. So have a think about how you boat as to whether that's a design that's going to suit you or not. Now obviously this is going to be one of the best spots in the house for lunching and socializing. You can all sit around this U-shaped lounge with a couple of chairs just here and at the table for lunch. But if you don't want to have this big table, this will actually, see this? It actually slides out. So you can use it in more of a drinks mode. So this person here in the center can get up and go to the toilet if they wish. So that's nice. Very, very comfortable. Typical Princess. The upholstery's really, really good condition. And it's good quality is the wording I was actually looking for. So we do actually have a little bit of storage underneath this sun lounge. I'm just going to jump on it for perspective. It's massive. Obviously, those of you, the white ones watching, we love enjoying the sun. Not as popular here in Asia, so you do you. But it's very possible you could put sun protection up here if that was important to you. But just pay attention to the glass we have here, because when you're looking aft, it just gives you a really, really nice picture out through the back of the boat and over looking across onto the water. But it's a wonderful commanding position. And this sun protection up here through this fixed roof is essential. You really, really need this in any tropical or hot climate. It's of great value. So we've got the Barbie just here. We actually have a pull-out fridge. We've got some storage under here and here. Beautiful Korean. That's a sink. You can flip that over and it'll also be a cutting board. And we've got a nice little serving space just above here. It's all very stylishly done. And then we've got this big safe hatch. Just have a look at that. That actually locks in place when it's in the open position. This is a boat that you would take in the sea. And so when you are rolling around in the waves, you probably do want to lock this to stop anyone from accidentally falling down here when the boat is moving. But I think from here, let's go downstairs and show you through the saloon. All right, so come with me. We're actually going to go straight into the saloon. I'm just going to, before I get there, show you how this all opens up. Beautiful stainless work, sliding doors just here, but come straight in and enjoy some of this air conditioning. And we'll go from here out onto the foredeck. But we've got multiple zones to relax and enjoy on this boat. So if you've got a big family, this is a really, really good setup. She's a boat that you can run with a captain, deckhand, and stew if you need. And you've got accommodation in 4 cabins, which we're going to touch on a little bit later. But just appreciate this space here. Perfect place for having breakfast. This table will fold over and reduce in size. We've actually got storage underneath the seats, and the design of the cushions are super comfy for kicking back and relaxing. We've got sunshade, so we've got blinds that will come down all the way around the windows for privacy if you want to knock out some sun as well. But we've got tropical air conditioning, so in a boat like this you can sit here in the tropics and be super comfortable. You step down one small step into the galley. We've actually got an ice maker behind here. We've got lots of storage all the way around. They're really, really good on all Princess Yachts, to be fair, in terms of giving you access right the way throughout the boat. So in the bilges, getting to all sorts of important areas, it's very possible. That's also very good to see, because if you're in a seaway, you don't want these doors opening unnecessarily. We've got our cooking, extractor fans. We do have an extractor which just vents out that way, double sinks just in here, and lots of prep space all the way around. And we're on the timber floors, so this is practical for eating, for kids, all that sort of stuff. You don't have to worry so much. We've got the nice textured roof line, and then we've got drawers underneath here for storage, but your glassware is all neatly arranged in its own special spots just in here. And underneath here, we've actually got custom bottle storage and a nice little hiding spot for your passports, because you could go to another country on a boat like this. Now this one, if you just go back a little bit and have a look here, so just step back a bit, I want you to see we've actually got the optional bar stools. So another sweet little spot for kicking back and talking to your mates. But also nice place to have breakfast, have a drink, hang out and appreciate this view, because look at the windows. Look how big they are and how much we can appreciate the views without having to be out in the weather. So that's quite nice. This lounge here, you could easily have 6 people should you need. So everyone's going to be quite comfortable. You got your coffee table just there. We actually have a drawer underneath me and forward for more storage. Blinds, same again. And then this cute little lounge here, obviously great for hanging out and conversing with everyone. But as you can probably notice behind me, we've got the big screen pop-up TV. Next thing worth noting, we are actually in a wind and wave affected zone just here. We've actually got active fin stabilization on this boat. So via a generator, we've got some fins that do their own thing and that keeps the boat stable. So when you're looking around, if you're someone that could be prone to feeling sick on a boat, or if you're just not used to being on a boat or being on the ocean, that's a really good piece of technology to have, because as you might be able to notice, looking out the window, it doesn't really rock all that much. So that's super, super handy. A little bit more storage and deep storage in here. And then what we're actually going to do, so come back around here and look forward. A couple of cool things about this design. So if you're an owner, you actually have your own private stairs down into a full beam master cabin. It's beautiful, great head and shower. And then the 4 guest cabins are all forward, but we're going to get to that because we've got a lot more to cover up here. This is a great space for hanging out on transit. So you can communicate with the captain, you can communicate with the skipper, husband or wife, whoever's driving. And if you want to check some emails whilst you're doing it, this is the perfect place. So you really do have a commanding view right the way around, so you can enjoy the ride. You can also communicate with people out on deck. So for the skipper, it's useful, but also if you just want to get some fresh air via this window, that's all possible. And then if you want to get out on the foredeck, you don't have to go that way. We actually have a door just here, but just look at some of the finer details. We've got drink holders everywhere, nice mixture between soft, comfortable carpets, timber and leather. And this is the door that allows us access out onto the foredeck. So I'm going to cover all of the details of the helm and on the Flybridge in the next video. So if you want to see how this boat drives, that's actually in part 2 of this. We're just going to focus on all the living spaces in this video. So come with me and let's go forward. It's beautiful and warm now. And we made it before all the tourist boats. So I think we got lucky. That's the beautiful thing about having your own vessel. If you get up early like we did today, we enjoyed the sunrise, we had a beautiful cruise. We've been here for 4 hours, and that's, you know, all to our own quite enjoyable time, which you can do for yourself in all of these islands around here. It really is quite special, I think. So this is very comfortable. We've got a beautiful big sun lounge forward, a little coffee table just there. We actually have storage for fenders and lines on either side, so the crew can put a lot of fenders, lines and covers on either side. And I deliberately left these seats in this function because you can see they'll face forward like this, and they'll also pop up and face aft. So if you're having a little sundowner with your mates, you can all sit around here. This is the wonderful place to hang out when the light is low in the evening or in the morning. You're really going to enjoy this space. And if you want to get some sun, obviously, that's what this is for. So lots and lots of sun protection in here. We've got a deep chain locker. We've got 80 meters of gal chain on this particular boat. A huge amount of space for storing the fenders. And then you can also operate the anchor from up here. There's actually a control, and obviously we do it at the helm as well. Beautiful stainless work. Princess Yachts do a really, really good job. If you look in closely and you see where the two bits of steel meet and see how smooth and highly polished it is, that is a sign of good workmanship. So that's something you'll notice. Not all brands do that because it's very expensive and time consuming to get that level of finish. And that's something you're going to see on a Princess. I also like just the actual design of this railing here. It's quite nice. It's very solid. So if you're walking around on the foredeck, you feel quite safe. And that's a, you know, again, if you're new to boats, that's something important. Now you come down a little step there, another one here, and then the last one here, and now it's flat deck, and you see we've got plenty of space, but you can hold onto the railing just here if that's important. And now we'll just focus a little bit of attention on the cockpit, which is a wonderful area because we do have that constant protection from the sun. So this is a really good space to do a bit of alfresco dining. So we've got the upstairs space, we've got down here, and then we've got the multiple options inside. So just imagine how many people you can cater for on something like this. A couple of drink holders, that's also a grab hold as well. And we actually have underneath me emergency exit from the engine room, or the space in between the engine room and the crew space. And what we will do before we go down and have a look at the crew space and the swim platform, I want to take you guys down into the accommodation, and then we'll cover that stuff towards the end of the video. So I think to start, we should check out the master because it is quite special. So come with me. You've got your own private stairs just here. We've got leather wrapped handles. We have deep storage bins. They're dotted all the way around the boat. So if you've got throw cushions, you know, extra beach towels, that sort of thing, there's lots of places to store them. We've got another one in here, lots and lots of sensible storage, because you would potentially use a boat like this for a week's holiday if you chose. So come on down here and soak up this space. This is really nice. This is luxury. So we've got full beam master. We've got these beautiful big windows. And then notice how the window line is set up off the water line quite a way. So you still can put your fenders in between the dock and they're not going to point load on the glass, which is great. But we've got this center line, beautiful bed. And look at all the textures, the glass, the timber. It's very, very well done. And it's also been designed in such a way to give you a good amount of sound insulation. So all the doors have got rubber seals. We'll have a look at that in a sec. And the bulkheads, I noticed, because we've been driving this boat all morning, they are sucking up a lot of the sound to give you quite a nice experience underway. So if you were interested in driving the boat yourself rather than just leaving your crew to do it in between locations, it's perfectly possible. Got a nice little sort of dress area, I guess you would call this, storage. You can put your nice little bits and pieces there. Full walk-in wardrobe up here. So we've got hanging locker, safe, drawers, mirror, and then a full beam head and shower with 2 sinks. And you've even got access into the bilge, lots of storage here, here, and then we've got a proper shower just over here. We're standing on the marble or the Corian, big shower. We've got the rain shower just there, the extractor fan, and glass, not perspex, shower door, everything's metal. Very, very nice quality. So this is your private space where you can come down, you can set up your laptop, you can relax on the lounge, and you're away from everyone. Nobody can hear you, and you're completely separated from the main deck and also the guest accommodation, because if we want to get to the guest accommodation, come with me, the VIP is all the way up in the bow, but then we've got 2 more cabins on either side. Did I say 4 before? I meant 3. So come with me straight forward and have a look at the VIP. This is a special space. I think the reason why this would be the VIP is because there's a little bit more noise potential up in the bow, because you might have noise from the chain at times if it's a windy night, and because of the design of the hull, you may hear a little bit of slap, slap, slap of the water against the front of the boat. So the most quiet, comfortable, and luxurious place to sleep is probably the master, which is obviously that's the owner's cabin, so that's why you put it there. But we've got storage around either side, beautiful big headboard here. You can definitely sit up in bed. This is an escape hatch just here with its own little ladder that pops out, and then we've got drawers underneath the bed for storing extra linen and your own private toilet and shower. In here you've got a separate stand-up shower just there, single sink in this one, storage behind the mirror, behind there. And then you might actually notice these double rubber seals on the door just here, which is what I was referring to. And the design of this door, it's actually got a little notch in it, which is, it sits into the rubber seal, so you then have some sound insulation. So when you come through this door, on the port side, we've actually got the day head, which is also the head to this guest cabin. So you go down one step, you got currently, we've got 2 singles, but see, I'm 5'7", I've still got that much space above my head, so a lot of people can stand up in here. And then when you get to this part of the boat, you've got even more space. So really tall people are not going to have any issues standing up and getting dressed. But you've got your hanging locker just here, and then this door, so go this way, boom, boom. So this is your head. So that's your access into the head. Obviously, you would lock that door just there for privacy. But this cabin's also got another little trick. Yes, we've got some storage underneath the beds, and we've got a little, thing in the middle with a drawer. But we've got a button just over here, which will actually close these 2 beds together and turn this into a big double. So if you've got a couple, they can utilize this space in a master double with your own little private toilet setup. So just gives you some options. I'm not going to keep doing that because we'll keep this tour moving. Now, before I get into the kiddies cabin, I'll just point out that we actually have wine storage down here and the washer dryer. So that's a nice setup just there, quite luxurious. And then somewhat of a mirror image to the cabin we were just in. So we still have a nice amount of headroom, but we don't have the beds that come together in this particular cabin. Or maybe we do. We got the buttons. Maybe we do. Maybe we do. We do. Look at that. Okay, I was wrong. Awesome. So both of them will close, but this one doesn't have the private toilet, so you would actually be sharing the day head with this cabin. So that's the main difference with that one. So come with me. Just appreciate this space. This is what's so nice about a yacht of this size. You're taking your own luxury house with you to a new destination every weekend if you wish. Here in Thailand, Bangkok's just that way. You know, it's 45 miles from here, maybe less. So you could literally drive this boat from Bangkok down here for the weekend, or you'd have it on station and then finish your long week at work and drive down to Pattaya or Jom Tien, which is where this boat lives. And that's you for the weekend. I think it's just fantastic. You know, there's just so much opportunity here. So now this is the hydraulic drop-down swim platform. I've just left it in this position at the moment to demonstrate what is possible. This will raise and then join to create one big aft deck. So this can be a swimming platform. We can lower it underneath the water, so we can use it to help us get out of the water. As you can see, we've actually already got some steps built in there as well. We've also got deployable ladders, but this is a real beach club when you want it to be. And we've actually got our brig tender, and it lives in these chocks just here. So when we're commuting between point A and point B, the tender will most likely sit on the back here. And then when we arrive at our destination, the crew can put it in the water and set it up for any excursions that we want to go on. We have a little bit of storage accessible in here. So that's just underneath the seats that we were in before. And that's kind of good for cleaning gear and all that sort of stuff. I like the name on the back. Primary access into the crew cabin, and the engine bay is actually in here. So I'm just going to open the door, but I'm going to cover this space in more detail in the next video. So if you're interested in the engine bay and the crew space, we're actually going to do that in part 2 coming up straight after this. So swim shower is just in here. You got deck washdowns as well. Our shore power is in the same location on the other side. We don't have a passerelle on this boat because we're not in Europe. That's not really a thing you do in Asia Pacific. But if you were looking at one of these in Europe, yes, you can option it with a passerelle. Obviously, we can still winch ourselves in from the dock via those winches on either side. And for safety and operation, we have a wing station just here, and we actually have engine-driven bilge pumps and emergency cut-offs just accessible from there. So I think that probably covers most of it, guys. You know, this is, I'll wrap it up here on the back because it's a beautiful place to be, and I'm enjoying the fresh air coming in through there. These princesses, they have a really good name for a reason. And if you're going to talk about brand pedigree, if you're going to talk about a name that's recognized in many markets, I travel the world. I test these boats all over the place, and this is a brand name that is well respected globally. And they are respected for a reason. They are just a good piece of kit, basically. So if you are looking from this part of the world, I'm particularly talking to you guys in Hong Kong, Singapore, and Bangkok, because I know this is a new activity for a lot of people in this part of the world. This is the sort of life that you can unlock for yourself. And remember, the boat's going to be crewed. You don't need to know anything if it's an issue for you or a hindrance, understanding all the operation of this boat. You're going to have a captain. It's really about enjoying time with family and friends away from the big city. That's what boating does for you. And you can just design your lifestyle, your weekends around where you want to be and who you want to be with. But if you do want to understand how the boat operates, or you want to send this video to your captain so that they can give you some feedback, that's the next video. So we're going to take the boat for a drive. We're going to look at all the operational systems, and we're going to explain to you how everything works up in the next video. I hope this was useful. Coming to you from beautiful, sunny, smiling Thailand. I love this place. My name's Dan Jones. You've been watching Dan's Boat Life. I will see you on the next one. Thanks, guys.